Hi, Thumos. Welcome back. There really is a Jedi mind trick that I'm gonna talk to you guys about today. That is super bloody simple, but a lot of times we forget the trick. We forget to use the force because we're so used to just accepting reality through how it is presented by emotions. And so if you don't understand that, I'm going to try to clear that up for you by showing you a few examples. A few of those examples are simply the rejection of a woman. A lot of times when a guy is rejected, guys, I've been here. I've been rejected numerous times. I've had girls kind of blow me off. Nah. Oh, I have a boyfriend. Oh, no thanks. No, thank you. I'm busy right now. Please leave us alone. Can't you see we're talking? Can't you see we're talking? I went to this feast the other day, and all my buddies were in the club. They were with their girlfriends, so we were like standing out. The feast is this festival, by the way, and they were in the club partying, and it was fun. You know, I was in there having a good time. I wasn't like one of those memes where the guy's standing in the corner with his his COVID mask on. And no, man, I was talking to everyone, you know, hyping the guys up, pumping everyone up. I've always been good at doing that, and I think just because that's what I enjoy doing. I just like to get everyone going, dude. If you know the party's stale and still, you got to get it going. You got to bring the energy. Anyway, I was like kind of sick of hanging out in this little outdoor club and everything. So I went outside and I was like, man, I'm feeling good. Like I need to keep approaching girls, keep this energy going. So I went up to these three girls, and what did I say? I said, hey, what's going on, girls? How you doing? I just got out of that club over there. I just want to come say hi. Anyway, I was like, they asked me where I was from, I think, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, where are you guys? Like, what are you guys? They were like, oh, we're Croatian. And I had some Serbian friends, so I figured that they would probably know some Serbian, so I said, kakasi. And they said some, the response, and I don't even really know what I'm saying, but I know it's a greeting. And I said, dobro. And they were like, and, anyway, you know, we started talking a little bit. The one girl, looked super young, like really young. Like I'm saying probably underage young. And I was like, I don't know. I turned to her, she was on my left. I was like, I don't know if I should be talking to you. You look like you're 16. And she's like, oh, and her friends were like, oh my God, we were just telling her how young she looks. She wasn't though. She was like 19. And then her one friend says, well, how old do you think I am? I said, yo, you definitely got to be 30. And she, you know, she didn't look 30 at all. She looked probably like 20, 22. And she totally took that. Because, like, guys would never say that to a 21-year-old girl. You look 30 years old. And she took that so bad and was so funny to see how she reacted. And then I said, I'm just playing with you. I'm just joking around. But anyway, good reaction. And then, you know, it was just, they were trying to talk and do their thing. So I just, all right, see you later. Have a good night. Nice. We had our little pleasantries, and then I was on my way. But interactions like that, you know, you kind of look at yourself and you think, oh, was I good enough in that situation? Did they like me? Yeah, I used to probably deal with that. Think about that more when I was younger. Now I don't really care because I had experiences. Life, you get the experiences. You have experiences. You get these. You get some awesome experiences in your life. You get abundance. You get a plethora of experiences, and you enjoy the hell out of them. And you know, you get the girls, and you're not as needy as when you're kind of new in the field, and you gotta go and face rejection, and it hurts because you kind of question yourself. And so That's one example of how your mind views these scenarios and how you're left with these situations and how we decide to look at them. And so a lot of us would naturally think, oh man, I got rejected. And not just with these girls, but say you go up to a girl and you ask for a number and you say, hey, my name is so-and-so, let's hang out sometime. She says, no, I'm not interested. I have a boyfriend. It feels like a rejection. It feels like something's wrong. And so your ego, it's trying to, it does that because it doesn't want to have to go through this painful experience again. And so a lot of us develop this ego where we shield ourselves from these uncomfortable situations. And the way that we do that is our ego tells ourselves a very, you could say, a story. It tells us a story that is painful. And, a lot of us do not want to feel pain. It's natural. We're risk averse. We don't want to lose. We don't want to feel pain. We don't want to have loss. And so this story forms in our head of, you got rejected, you're no good, or you're not good enough yet, you don't have enough muscle, you don't have enough money, you can't be approaching these girls right there. It's not normal, man. It's not normal. Stop this shit. That's just one example. And so you hear that, your ego will attach that to a feeling, and that feeling will become the default feeling that you feel whenever there's rejection, which is not good. It makes you suffer a little bit. You kind of start to question yourself. You feel kind of, you feel like worse off. And so what you do in order not to feel that and to combat it, you don't approach any longer. You see this big time when it comes to creating something, creating works of art, creating stories, the ability to ship it, to ship things as they are and not be a perfectionist. There's a lot of men these days, I think, that are stuck in a paradigm of perfectionism where they're waiting until something is perfect, the perfect editing software, the perfect shots, the perfect manuscript, the perfect resume, the perfect pickup line, the perfect sliding into the DMs line. They're looking for the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, and it prevents you from shipping things. It prevents you from poking the box and seeing what pokes back, seeing what comes out of that action, that input, seeing what output comes out. And for instance, one of our first high thumos thematic Mondays that we had, I recently posted that. I posted the picture of the guts picture. We talked about aliens, anime, and the animus. And when I was thinking about posting that, it occurred to me, man, like, I really enjoy doing this talk, but I don't know if I should post on the channel because I don't know if they'll like it. So I almost didn't post it, and it didn't get a ton of views because it is different. It's different from the content that I made, but I really like to give the community that we have here, the subscribers, an opportunity to hear other people's thoughts. And we have a lot of great men in our community. And I think that they have a lot of wisdom to give. And I think that I'm different talking to other men than I am just talking to a camera. I'm more playful naturally. It's kind of hard to be as goofy and playful when you're just talking to a camera. Like, I have internal jokes and shit, but different humor comes out when I'm talking to other guys. I'm sure you guys can all relate to that. So yeah, I wanted to try that, but something in me was like, man, like, okay, I know the sound quality isn't the best. Yeah, it's not, I don't know if, there's no video. Yeah, and this is in my head, this is stuff in my head. I think no one's going to like it, but then I was just like, who cares? I like it. And even if, like, it's entertaining to some people, or if someone gets some value from talking about these things, or someone discovers something cool from us men coming together and talking, like, that's fine. Like, that's the only thing that matters. So, it's so easy to say I don't care about what other people think, but at the end of the day, dude, I do, because I've conditioned myself time and time again to react and have an emotional response and a way to perceive things, and this story in my head. So again, rejection, perfectionism, countless other things. going and trying to get a job and thinking that you sucked at the interview, and thinking that whenever you fail in life, that failure was because you're just not good enough. You didn't have the right smartness. Maybe you feel a little dumb. And so what I'm saying, the Jedi mind trick, to use the Force, part of using the Force in your own life is the ability to stop. Like, let's just stop. Let's just stop and be. And if you can become aware, then you can become aware of how your mind looks at different scenarios, how it makes you feel, the story that is in your head. And if you can get accustomed to doing this when the moment arises, if you can use awareness to change the story that's in your head, to lose the ego, to catch the ego in its manipulative ways, in the trickery, then you can change the reality. You can change how you view the world. And so rejection loses its sting when you view rejection as as you scooped your nuts and you had massive courage, and that was an alpha move to go and approach a girl because not many people are doing it. See, you have to literally bend things to your will. You have to bend the world to your will. You bend it over and smack it on its ass. You do that by using your awareness, and you get rid of the ego, because the ego wants to keep you safe in your bubble of existence. And it does that because it's a survival mechanism. It does that so that you don't have to suffer too much, and you don't have to experience embarrassment and potential getting kicked out of the tribe. And if you sort of override that with awareness by dropping the ego and reframing the situation, I believe this is what in cognitive behavioral therapy they call reframing the situation. This is exactly what that is you take the current situation and you reframe it. The rejection is no longer, I got rejected in the eyes of a woman. The rejection is a chance to learn. It was an opportunity. Like Kobe said, what did he say? Like, I've taken 10,000 shots. I've missed a ton of them, but it was only those few that I needed to make. And so he didn't let the losses override his ability to keep shooting and clutch the game winning shots. And that's exactly what we need. So when it comes to the perfectionism, it's not, is everyone going to like this? It's not like I put work in, I did my best, I'm going to ship it, I'm going to give it willingly, and hopefully it helps. It's the mindset of, it's not about me. It's not about what the people think about me. It's about who can this help? Who can enjoy this? Who can benefit from this? When you go to the job interview or you try something new, you feel like a failure. You fail big time on a test, an exam, and you just fail. You feel like you messed up. It's no longer about, I'm not good at this, I'm not meant for this, I got to change my career path, I got to do something else, I'm a little stupid. It's different. It then becomes, I'm a student of life. You can change, but you have to use awareness. I'm a student of life. Every test and trial and tribulation and obstacle that I come across is something that I need to come across. It's God, it's the universe, it's putting that in my path to build me up to a place where I can succeed, to put me to grow as a man, to improve, to be more. And that way, when the time comes that I'm ready, imagine going through your life and never experiencing failure and depression and sadness and angst and gloom and rumination and loneliness. Imagine never experiencing those things. But it's in those things that going down into the basement, that shriveling up, that sort of going into the fetal position where you have to rise, and you do that mentally. Going down into those dark places allows your mind time to work its way out of it. So you create a sort of war within yourself, a war that is a good war. Because men without wars, we're bored. If there's no war, if there's only peace, well, then we don't need anyone. If there's no internal war, if there's no struggle, then we kind of get depressed, we get lonely, we get we get sad, we get bored. We just like try to fill the void. We just kind of like this. It's like, we're vegetables. And so a war, internal war, is good. It's what creates genius. It's what creates works of art, the struggle for self-control and willpower. And so you create this war of life inside your head, this struggle, this battle to continue. And I truly believe that reshaping ability, that reframing of your situation can take you from a lowly place of existence to one that every single day is a new opportunity. Okay, and you start to see the opportunities. But guys, you have to use awareness. I've been trying to train myself in this way. I find it way too easy to just default into emotion, to default into the story in my head. It's like a loop. And so whenever I experience a rejection, or whenever I have a bad workout, or whenever I have failure in my life, or whenever things don't go as planned, it's like the same fucking story. It's the same loop. And you have to be aware of it, and you have to, from moment to moment that you feel this thing, and then you have to change that. You have to go in, you have to reshape the story. I'm a student of life, okay? That's not a failure. This rejection was I had courage. Now I'm more. I've leveled up. I got more experience. In video games, we see that very clearly. When you fight a monster, or in Dark Souls, when you try and you die and you lose all your souls, it's not a big deal. That's part of the fun. And part of the satisfaction is from going and facing this monster that is very difficult 50 times, and then finally learning the patterns, learning the system, learning how to overcome, going back through the caves and the dungeons, and getting to that moment. Okay, here we are again. Time to try again. But you can only keep doing that if the story in your head, if you reframe your situation, and you do not get defeated mentally. That is where the Jedi comes in, the use of the Force. Because if you don't think like that, it's too easy to complain. It's too easy to go through life thinking, man, I'm just not cut out for this. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I'm not good enough. There's better looking guys. There's smarter people. No girl wants me. I'm not cut out for this career. Like, I can't do this. It's too easy to get you into that. And the world will sort of celebrate in a way when you become defeated, because then you're more of a consumer in the market, and you're more malleable to the ways of the world instead of malleable to life, to how life wants to shape you, to how God wants to shape you into doing and finding your purpose. And you don't find your purpose when you turn 18 or you're in your young 20s. You're not given purpose. It's a finding of purpose. It's carving out. It's seeing how you create that sculpture. It's digging until you find purpose and meaning. And that comes from suffering. That comes from being nothing, from getting defeated but rising back up. And so, hopefully this has inspired some of you to, continue that rise, man, because this is just the beginning, and life is good, and life is long if you know how to live. So reshape these circumstances that you're going through now. Reframe the story in your head. Tell yourself a new story. Drop the ego that is trying to hold you back and put you in a cage. You have to break out of that, all right? So that's it, guys. I hope this has helped. Capture the moment. Be aware of the moment. Catch yourself in the act of spinning a negative story, and then change it. That's all you have to do. And you get better at that. And the more that you do that, the more it becomes habit and becomes a part of you. And then you get to know yourself. And when you know yourself, you become immensely powerful, because you know yourself where you don't need other people's approval to clarify and to sort of authenticate to you about who you are. You know yourself too well. You don't need the people praising you. You don't need the people celebrating you. You don't need more likes on your videos. You don't need more subscribers. You don't need more invitations, because you know yourself. And that's the true path of being a man. All right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.